This is the voice of the worker, bring you the news for November 2nd, 2025. This news is current as of 1945 Pacific Daylight Time, 22:45 Eastern Daylight Time, 03:45 British Standard Time, 06:45 Moscow Standard Time, and 11:45 China Standard Time. The United States and People's Republic of China have agreed to reopen top-level military-to-military hotlines to prevent potential flare-ups in the Indo-Pacific region. The channels, severed by Beijing in 2022 following then House Speaker Nancy Pelosi's Taiwan visit, saw partial resumption late last year under the Biden administration. The agreement came during a bilateral meeting on Saturday at the Asian Defense Ministers meeting in Malaysia between United States War Secretary Pete Hegseth and Chinese Defense Minister Admiral Dong Jun. Hegseth announced on X, quote, "Admiral Dong and I agreed that we should set up military-to-military channels to deconflict and de-escalate any problems that arise. We have more meetings on that coming soon," end quote. Admiral Dong described the talks as successful and hoped that the United States would honor commitments not to contain China, pursue conflict, or support quote-unquote Taiwanese independence. The move follows a recent trade deal sealed by President Donald Trump and President Xi Jinping amid ongoing tensions over the island of Taiwan, where the U.S. maintains arms sales despite its adherence to the One China policy and China's South China Sea claims. United States Director for National Intelligence Tulsi Gabbard stated at the Manama Dialogue in Bahrain that America's strategy of regime change and nation-building has ended under President Donald Trump. Gabbard described past polities as counterproductive and an endless cycle involving toppling regimes, trying to impose our system of governance on others, intervening in conflicts that were barely understood, and walking away with more enemies than allies, resulting in trillions spent, countless lives lost, and greater security threats. National Intelligence Director Gabbard also admitted recent U.S. actions, including warship deployments off South America, fatal strikes on claimed drug boats, and CIA covert operations targeting Venezuela, which are currently fueling invasion fears. Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro has accused the U.S. of, quote, fabricating a new eternal war as the USS Gerald R. Ford approaches Venezuelan waters. The administration has also interfered in the internal affairs of Brazil, India, and Argentina, with likely many more that we don't have information on at this time. Washington, D.C. authorities have imposed a curfew for all people under the age of 18, effective from 11 p.m. to 6 a.m., following a large brawl among teenagers on Halloween. The measure includes the establishment of a, quote, special juvenile curfew zone, end quote, around Navy Yard, the U Street Corridor, Banneker Recreation Center, and Union Station. The curfew responds to several weeks of disorderly juvenile behavior endangering youth and others. On October 31st of this year, hundreds of young people gathered in a park near Navy Yard Metro Station, leading to fights that disrupted traffic. 5 males between the age of 14 to 18 were arrested, with one found to be carrying a knife. A video of U.S. National Guard troops attempting to break up the brawl went viral on American social media. Metropolitan Police Department Chief Pamela Smith stated, quote, "The behavior displayed last night in Navy Yard is unacceptable. The Metropolitan Police Department and our law enforcement partners will have an increased presence tonight to ensure this does not happen again." End quote. Mayor Muriel Bowser stated that the restrictions address several weeks of disorderly juvenile behavior which endangered both themselves and others. In our final segment of the night, we turn our attention to the Battle of Pokrovsk, with military analysts reporting Russian forces gaining near-complete control along railways near Pokrovsk Station, advancing in the north to outflank Ukrainian strongholds, and the clearing of Greek settlement, as well as pressuring the last citadel in northern Pokrovsk. Ukrainian counteroffensive in Rodnitsky recaptured central parts but created vulnerable pockets, while withdrawals from southern areas near Suaya indicate encircled units testing positions or surrendering. Our report suggests up to 10,000 Ukrainian troops remain trapped with no escape route, as Russian advances accelerate to entrenched positions. In adjacent fronts, Zaporozhye sees minor Russian advances towards Road T-05-05 and southern fortifications near Shcherbaki. Lyman features Ukrainian restoration of control over Yampol, and Russian pushes in Novoskorivka, Severokorsk Forest. Kupiansk reports Russian gains in the north, with Ukrainian exhaustion potentially leading to retreats towards Kupiansk, Lvov, and Pishan. Analysts predict mass surrenders and frontline collapses as the Pokrovsk operation enters its final phase. Thank you for listening to today's broadcast, and revolutionary greetings from the Voice of the Worker.
Не важен первый шаг. Слышишь, веют над страною ветры яростных атак. И вновь продолжается бой, и сердцу тревожно в груди. И Ленин такой молодой, и юный октябрь впереди. И Ленин такой молодой, и юный октябрь впереди. Весть летит во все концы, вы поверьте нам, отцы, будут новые победы, станут новые бойцы. Милости не жди, жизнь для правды не щади. Нам, ребята, в этой жизни только с правдой по пути.